The year is 399 BCE. Athens is a city with wounds, still fresh, its pride broken and its people uneasy. Only a few decades earlier, it had been the jewel of Greece, the great democracy that defied Persia at Marathon and Salamis, the city of Pericles, drama, and philosophy. But glory had curdled into bitterness. The Peloponnesian War ended in defeat. The Spartan-backed oligarchs known as the 30 Tyrants had left blood in the streets. Though democracy was restored, suspicion and fear clung to the air like dust in the agora. In this unsettled Athens walked an old man with a face likened to a satyr, squat, broad, nosed balding, with a piercing gaze that unsettled even the proudest aristocrats. He wore no finery, just a threadbare cloak. He took no fee for his teaching, unlike the sophists who traded knowledge for coin. Instead, he haunted the public spaces of the city, lingering in gymnasia, marketplaces, and workshops. His weapon was not sword or shield, but question after question, sharp as any spear, stripping away pretenses until his interlocutors squirmed. This was Socrates, the gadfly of Athens, as he would later call himself, and for many, his sting had grown unbearable. To some, he was a harmless eccentric, a barefoot philosopher with a habit of cornering citizens and exposing their ignorance. But to others, he was a menace. He seemed to delight in humiliating respected men in public, revealing that those thought wise knew little. He praised the search for truth over the worship of tradition. He questioned the very gods of the city and his talk of a mysterious inner daimonion, a divine voice guiding him, sounded uncomfortably close to impiety. Worse still, the young adored him. Aristocratic youths, sons of generals and statesmen, gathered around him like moths to flame. Alcibiades, brilliant and reckless, was once his pupil. Critias, one of the bloodthirsty 30 tyrants, had once walked at his side. These connections would become poisonous in memory to many Athenians. The crimes of the student stained the teacher. Was it coincidence, or was this strange philosopher corrupting them? The city was raw with paranoia. Athens had suffered humiliation at the hands of Sparta, endured the rule of oligarchs, and then clawed its way back to a fragile democracy. Its people were looking for explanations, for someone to blame, someone whose destruction might restore balance. In such times, the sharp-tongued gadfly was a dangerous figure to leave unchecked. Socrates never held office, never wrote books, never commanded armies. His power lay in words, in the unsettling ability to make others see their ignorance. Yet that power made enemies. Priests whispered of his impiety. Politicians resented his mockery. Fathers feared his influence over their sons. The charges had not yet been written, but the city was already rehearsing its case. Socrates had defied the gods and poisoned the youth. Day after day he continued as always, heedless of the storm gathering. In the agora, he questioned craftsmen about their art, exposing their limits. In the gymnasia, he engaged youths in dialogue, stripping their arguments to bone. To him, it was service to the city, awakening Athens from complacency. To his critics, it was sabotage, eating away at the foundations of respect, tradition, and obedience. The irony was bitter. Socrates had fought bravely for Athens as a soldier at Potidaea, Delium, and Amphipolis, standing firm, while younger men fled. He had risked his life for the polis more than many of those who now grumbled against him. But memory of old service meant little in a city that wanted reassurance more than truth. In the years following the tyranny of the 30, Athens longed to prove its democracy was strong, that it could purge dangerous elements. Trials had become spectacles and executions reminders of the law's power. What better target than this man who seemed to question everything, who would not even bow to the gods of the city? By 399 BCE, His enemies were ready, a small band of accusers, Miletus the poet, Anytus the politician, and Lycon the orator, prepared their case. They would charge Socrates with impiety and corrupting the youth. Simple charges but deadly for in Athens. Impiety was not just blasphemy, it was treason against the city's soul. Socrates continued his daily wanderings, seemingly unconcerned. His friends urged caution. His disciples feared for him, but he seemed almost amused, as if the trial that loomed would be yet another conversation. Another chance to test whether Athens could bear the sting of truth. The gadfly had stung for too long, and now Athens was ready to swat. The day of the trial dawned clear in Athens, but the air was heavy with expectation. Trials were not held behind closed doors. They were civic theater, watched by citizens who believed the life of the city itself was at stake. And in this case, it was not a thief or murderer on trial, but the old philosopher whose tongue had unsettled Athens for decades. Socrates, 70 years old, was led to the Heliaea, the great court where 501 jurors, all citizens, chosen by lot, awaited. The setting was less solemn than modern courts. It was noisy, crowded, buzzing with chatter. Vendors hawked food outside. Curious onlookers leaned in to glimpse the man who had dared to question the gods. The stakes, however, could not have been higher. His accusers stood ready. First, Miletus, a young and little-known poet, the nominal prosecutor beside him. Anytus, a powerful democratic politician embittered against Socrates for mocking statesmen and encouraging contempt among youth. And Lycon, an orator with a personal grudge. Together, they represented not just private animosity, but the fears of a city wounded by war, tyranny, and betrayal. The charges were read impiety, that Socrates did not acknowledge the gods of the city but introduced new divinities, corrupting the youth, that through his teachings he turned the young against their elders, their traditions, their polis. To a modern ear, the charges might sound vague, but in Athens they were deadly serious. Religion was not private belief. It was the lifeblood of the city's unity. To question the gods was to endanger the favor of heaven itself, and to mislead the youth was to undermine the future of the democracy. The accusers painted Socrates as a dangerous subversive, a man who mocked piety and sowed rebellion in impressionable minds. Did he not associate with Alcibiades, who betrayed Athens to Sparta? Was not Critias, one of the hated 30 tyrants, his pupil? Was this not proof that his teachings led to treason? Socrates rose to speak. He was not robed in finery, nor did he flatter the jurors. He spoke plainly, almost defiantly, as if unconcerned with saving his life. He denied corrupting anyone, insisting that if he had misled the youth, it was unintentional and therefore not criminal. He denied impiety, declaring that he believed in the divine, but that his daimonion, the inner voice that guided him, was proof of spiritual presence, not denial of the gods. Then came the sting. Socrates did not plead for pity. He did not beg for mercy. Instead, he compared himself to a gadfly sent by the gods to sting the lazy horse that was Athens, keeping it awake and alive. "I am that gadfly," he said, "and you will not easily find another like me." The jurors stirred uneasily. This was no humble defendant. This was a man turning his trial into a lecture. He accused Athens of preferring flattery to truth, comfort to wisdom. He even suggested, with a glint of irony, that rather than punishment, he deserved reward: free meals for life at the Prytaneum, the public hall where victors of the Olympic Games were honored. The audacity was breathtaking. Some jurors muttered with outrage. Others laughed nervously. The accusers seized on his arrogance, warning that if Athens let such a man live, he would continue to undermine the city. The vote was taken. The jurors dropped their tokens into urns, one for guilty, one for acquittal. When the count was read, the result was close, but guilty. Socrates had been convicted not for spilling blood, but for spilling doubt. Yet in Athens, conviction was not the end. Custom required the guilty man to propose his own penalty, and the jury would decide between that and the accuser's demand. Meletus and his allies demanded death. Now it was Socrates' turn. Here, he might have saved himself. A fine, exile, silence. Any humble offer might have persuaded enough jurors to choose mercy. Instead, he doubled down. He first joked that his proper penalty should be a reward, meals for life at the city's expense. The court erupted in anger. Finally, under pressure from his friends, he offered a token fine, but it was too little, too late. The jurors voted again. This time, the margin widened. Death. The sentence rang through the hall. Socrates would drink the cup of hemlock. A murmur rippled across the crowd, some satisfied, others uneasy, many shaken by the city's willingness to kill its philosopher. The philosopher himself remained calm. To the jurors who had voted guilty, he delivered a final sting. To avoid death is not hard, gentlemen. It is much harder to avoid wickedness, for it runs faster than death. To those who had voted to acquit, he spoke with quiet reassurance. No harm could come to a good man, whether in life or in death. But the reality was stark. Athens, the city of democracy and learning, had condemned its own questioner to die. The trial was over. The sentence awaited. The trial of Socrates did not end with the guilty verdict. In Athens, justice required one more act, a ritual that made punishment itself into a public dialogue. The accusers would demand a penalty, the condemned would propose his own, and the jury would choose. It was a curious custom, equal parts democracy and theater, and for most men it was the last chance to cling to life. But Socrates was not most men. Meletus and his fellow prosecutors wasted no time. They demanded death. The charge was impiety and corruption, but behind those words lay something deeper. Athens wanted silence. It wanted an end to the old man's questions, to his unsettling of the youth, to his refusal to bend to the city's authority. Execution by hemlock, a draught of poison that would still the body, was their answer. Now it was Socrates' turn. This was the moment for humility, for bargaining. Most men would propose exile, a heavy fine, or lifelong silence. Socrates' friends, Plato among them, urged him quietly to offer something reasonable. A large fine could be paid from their own purses. They would cover it gladly if it meant saving his life. But Socrates stood in the dock with the same composure he had held throughout the trial, and with the same strange mixture of irony and defiance. What penalty should befit him, he asked. If Athens judged fairly, it should honor him, not punish him. He was no criminal, but a benefactor, a gadfly sent by the gods to stir the city from its slumber. Should such a man be fined, imprisoned, exiled? No, he should be rewarded. His punishment, Socrates declared, ought to be free meals at the Prytaneum, the public hall where victors of the Olympic Games dined at the city's expense. The words fell like a slap. Some jurors laughed in disbelief. Others bristled with anger. Was this old satyr mocking them? Mocking the very process of the law? Did he not understand the gravity of his position? To propose a reward when death hovered so close was audacity bordering on madness. Socrates pressed on. He admitted finally that perhaps some penalty might be expected. A fine, perhaps, but not a heavy one. After all, he had little money. He offered a mere 1 mina, a paltry sum. His friends protested, pledging to raise more. Plato and others swore they could pay 30 minas on his behalf. Socrates reluctantly allowed the figure to be raised. Yet even this felt half-hearted. more concession to his companions than genuine plea. The jury was not moved. The second vote was taken. This time the gap widened. Where the guilty verdict had been close, the sentence for death was decisive. Athens had chosen. The court buzzed with noise, murmurs of satisfaction from some, unease from others. The philosopher stood condemned not for bloodshed or treason, but for words, for questions, for refusing to flatter the city that had raised him. Socrates listened in silence, then raised his voice one last time. He rebuked his jurors gently, even prophetically. Killing him would not silence philosophy. Others would rise to take his place, and they would be harsher critics than he. His death would not protect Athens from examination, but mark it forever with shame. To those who had voted for acquittal, he offered comfort. No harm can befall a good man, whether in life or death. To those who had condemned him, he left a warning: you too must face judgment. The trial ended. The sentence was fixed. Socrates was led away, not immediately to death, but to a cell in the state prison. There he would wait, for at that very moment, Athens was engaged in a religious festival, the sacred voyage of the ship to Delos, honoring Apollo. By custom, no executions could be carried out until the vessel had returned, and so by chance or irony, Socrates was granted a brief reprieve. Days turned into weeks. His disciples visited him, urging him to flee. They bribed guards, prepared safe passage, but Socrates refused. To escape would be to violate the laws he had lived under all his life. Better to die unjustly than to live dishonorably. Athens had condemned him, and he would obey. Outside the prison, Athens went about its business, but unease lingered. The sentence was lawful, yes, but something about it gnawed at the conscience. Was the city truly safer without this old gadfly, or had it condemned itself in condemning him? At last, the ship returned. The festival ended. The sacred ban lifted. The sentence would now be carried out. The hemlock was prepared. The philosopher's days had run their course, not on the battlefield or in the agora, but by decree of the very democracy he had spent his life questioning. Socrates had refused mercy. Athens had refused pity. The stage was set for the most famous and most disturbing death in the history of philosophy. The narrow cell in the Athenian prison was a far cry from the bustling agora where Socrates once sparred with citizens. Here there were no crowds, no interruptions, only stone walls, the scrape of guards' sandals, and the quiet murmur of disciples who gathered daily to see their teacher in what all knew were his final days. The sentence had been passed, but fate delayed its execution. The sacred ship had sailed to Delos on its annual voyage, and until it returned, no blood could be spilled by the city. The delay, a quirk of religion, gave Socrates nearly a month in the shadow of death. For most men, such a reprieve would be torment, a long suspense before the inevitable. For Socrates, it became another opportunity for inquiry. Plato, then a young man, recorded what he saw. Crito, faithful and anxious, came often, as did Phaedo, Apollodorus, and others. They pressed their master to escape. Money had been raised. Bribes were possible. A safe exile in Thessaly or beyond was within reach. Yet Socrates shook his head. To flee would be to betray the very principles he had spent his life defending. The laws of Athens are like a father, he said. Shall I, in my old age, dishonor the father who reared me? His reasoning was maddening to those who loved him. They wept, begged, argued, but he remained immovable. Death was no evil to him, he insisted. Only ignorance was. What mattered was living rightly, not living at any cost. In those dim days, philosophy and mortality mingled. Visitors to the cell found not despair but discourse. Socrates spoke often of the soul, of whether it perished with the body or continued beyond. He reasoned that the soul was immortal, that death was a release, the body a prison from which the soul at last might escape. To a philosopher, he said, "Death is but the separation of the soul from the body. Why should I fear what I have long sought?" Still, even his serenity could not banish grief from those around him. Apollodorus burst into tears. Crito wrung his hands, fearing he had failed his friend. Plato, though he said little, watched with burning eyes, knowing he would carry these words for the rest of his life. The guard's hardened men found themselves moved. They had expected anger, pleas, curses, the usual cries of the condemned. Instead, they found a man who conversed calmly, even gently, with his companions. Some said they saw in him not a criminal awaiting execution, but a sage preparing for initiation into some higher mystery. Yet the cell was not without dread. At night, when silence pressed heavy, even Socrates must have felt the weight of the coming moment. He was 70, his body worn by years, but the prospect of poison creeping through his veins could not be wholly abstract. He admitted as much. He did not know what awaited him. Only faith in the goodness of the divine steadied him. At last, word came that the sacred ship had returned. The festival was over. The delay was ended. The guards would bring the hemlock that very day. Morning light fell pale through the barred window. The disciples crowded close, their faces taut with sorrow. Crito asked if Socrates had any last wishes, arrangements for his children, instructions for burial. Socrates smiled faintly. "Care for yourselves, and you will care for my sons. As for my body, do with it as you like. Only do not say you are burying Socrates, for I will not be there." The calmness, the almost casual tone, unnerved them. How could a man face the abyss with such composure? Was it courage or madness, or some mixture of both? Then came the sound, the slow tread of the jailer carrying the cup. The liquid within was dark, bitter, brewed from the poisonous hemlock plant. Death in a cup. The guard's eyes betrayed pity, but his voice was steady. "You know what to do." The disciples broke down. Phaedo wept openly. Apollodorus wailed aloud. Even Crito, usually composed, could not restrain his tears. Socrates turned to them almost sternly. "What is this noise? I sent away the women, so there would be no lamentation, and now I hear it from you. Be calm. Show yourselves men." His rebuke was not cruelty, but insistence. Philosophy demanded courage. Even now, he took the cup in his hand, without trembling, without hesitation. He looked once more at his friends. Then, with deliberate calm, he drank. The poison was bitter. He drained it. He handed the cup back to the guard, who turned away, unable to watch. The prison cell fell into silence. The disciples stared at their master, their grief now mingled with awe. The poison had entered his veins. The final act had begun. The cup was empty. The bitter draught had slid down Socrates' throat with unnerving calm, leaving behind not pleas for mercy or curses at fate, but silence. His disciples stared at him as though time itself had stalled. The old man, who had spent his life tearing apart certainties, was now himself the center of the most terrible certainty. Death was coming, and nothing could stop it. The jailer, voice low and professional, gave the instructions. Socrates was to walk around the cell so the poison would circulate through his body. Once his legs grew heavy, he should lie down. It was said almost clinically, but all present knew the meaning. The poison would creep slowly upward, numbing and paralyzing limb after limb, until the chest could no longer rise and the breath would stop. Socrates rose without complaint. His bare feet touched the cold stone floor as he paced the length of the cell, his cloak trailing lightly behind him. His companions followed with their eyes, some whispering prayers, others unable to speak at all. There was something unbearable in watching him, alive yet already claimed, walking like a man rehearsing his own funeral march. After a while, he lay down upon the couch. The guard touched his foot, pressing hard. "Do you feel this?" he asked. Socrates shook his head. The numbness had begun. From the toes, the poison advanced like an invisible tide. First the feet, then the ankles, then the calves. The jailer pressed each part in turn, asking the same question each time. Socrates answered calmly, "No." His voice grew softer as the paralysis crept higher. His friends could not hold back their grief. Phaedo wept openly, his body shaking. Apollodorus, inconsolable, cried out like a child. Even Crito, the most composed, pressed his hands against his face to stifle his sobs. The cell filled with the sound of mourning, raw and uncontrollable. Socrates lifted his head slightly, his voice still steady. "What are you doing, my friends? I sent away the women to avoid such behavior. For I have heard it said that one should die in silence. Be calm, be strong." It was almost inhuman, this insistence on serenity as his body failed. But to Socrates, it was the final proof of his teaching, that death was not to be feared, that the soul was immortal, that philosophy prepared one for this very moment. To weep and wail was to betray the lesson. The poison reached his thighs, his abdomen. His breathing grew shallow. He shifted slightly, adjusting himself for comfort, then spoke one final request. "Crito," he said, his voice now faint, "we owe a cock to Asclepius. See that it is paid." It was a strange request, cryptic to some. Asclepius was the god of healing. The offering of a cock was a thanksgiving gift, given when a disease was cured. To Socrates, death itself was the cure, a healing from the sickness of the body, a release of the soul to something higher. His last words were not despair, but a kind of offering, an acknowledgement that the debt of life had been paid. Crito nodded, tears streaming, promising it would be done. The jailer pressed higher, the chest, the heart. Socrates' answers faded. His skin grew cold, his eyes still clear, fixed on a point none of the others could see. His breathing slowed, staggered, then stopped. Silence filled the cell. The disciples sat motionless, unable to believe what they had just witnessed. The man who had seemed indestructible in argument, who had made fools of generals and poets, who had laughed in the face of danger, now lay still, a husk, his spirit gone. For all his calm words, the spectacle was not serene. It was slow, clinical, merciless. Each stage of numbness was a reminder that the body, piece by piece, was being stripped away until nothing remained but absence. No one spoke for a long while. Finally, Plato, or so he would later write, broke the silence, recording the moment in memory and text. For centuries to come, the image would endure, the philosopher drinking poison with calm defiance, his companions weeping around him, the city of Athens forever stained by what it had done. The body of Socrates lay still. Outside, Athens bustled with life, unaware that history had just been seared with a scar that would never fade. The city had silenced its gadfly, but in so doing, it had created a martyr of philosophy. Socrates was gone. His questions remained.